What would happen if my girlfriend took a Viagra? Skin darkening in areas where the sun don't shine, a reddish stool and its meaning, and autism linked to lower life expectancy. What? Today I am breaking down and answering some of your most intriguing Discord medical questions. Brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves.
This combo might get a little out there. All right, let's dive right in. Will sitting too close to the TV make your eyesight worse? There's actually never proven that your eyes go bad because of the television itself. But what ends up happening is when you sit so close, you typically end up staring and you blink, which could increase the strain of your eye, which can make your eyes more fatigued and tired and increase blurry vision, but typically it's temporary. But the other component is you're also making your eyes dry. So dryness of your eyes could actually lead to other further problems with your eyeballs, which could lead to inflammation, irritation, and then a whole slew of things that can continue to cascade, causing eye issues and blurry vision.
Holy crap. What happened?
Doctor, can a girl get pregnant during her period? Pretty much, you can actually get pregnant any period of time during the month. It just has to do with when the egg actually gets released during ovulation. And then there's a short period of time during that window when you can actually get pregnant. But normal menstrual cycle, it starts on day 1, and day 1 is when bleeding starts. So you bleed for a few days to about a week. Ovulation occurs on day number 14 if your normal cycle is 28 days. And then the egg gets released. You can have sperm that is already there inside the uterus, fallopian tube, swimming around, maybe just before or right at the time when the egg gets released, and shortly thereafter. Then if the egg doesn't get fertilized, then you have a period of time where the uterine lining changes, and then the cycle starts over again at 28 days, starting at day 1 again and doing the cycle. If you're specifically on your period, then the unlikelihood that there is an egg around. A lot of individuals are irregular as well. Why is the skin on a penis darker than the normal skin on our body? Any component of the genitalia will typically be darker in color compared to the rest of your skin. It actually changes as we're going through puberty and the effects of estrogen and testosterone, plus your melanocytes, which help produce melanin, which has to do with the pigmentation of our skin. There is just a different component of it down in the nether region to make it darker. What would happen if my girlfriend took a Viagra? So Viagra is a medication that we use for erectile dysfunction, and it's called sildenafil. The original reason why they actually came out was trying to help treat pulmonary hypertension. But they have found this other effect where it increased blood flow to the genitals. So if it makes a penis stand erect and is more engorged with blood, a very similar counterpart in a female will actually get more engorged. It increases blood flow to the area, making it more sensitive. But if there's an issue relating to sex drive, libido, and your arousal, that needs to be addressed on another level. Hey, Dr. Wagner, occasionally when I'm itching my belly button or the area around, I feel a tingling sensation in my feet. I always wondered why this is the case, as I never assumed the two body parts would have a correlation with each other.
If I poke your stomach, will make it go.
Belly button is super cool to begin with, right? That's where the umbilical cord was attached, and we had vessels that would bring blood to and from our bodies when we were in the uterus. So then that dies off, ligament forms, but the nerves to that area go right to our spine in the back and then travel up. Then there could be overlap of different nerve signaling, and that is why sometimes you can have different sensations when you're touching one part of your body and you feel it in another.
You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice.
I've read online that people with autism have a way lower life expectancy than people without it. Does autism actually affect health? Autism in itself has a large spectrum. Depending on where you potentially would be on the spectrum also would determine potentially the risks of things that would reduce life expectancy. They've done studies and census reports looking at individuals with autism and without, and they have shown there is a decrease in life expectancy for individuals with autism. Is it possible for testicles to get tangled? Yes, it's called testicular torsion, and boy, does it seem like it hurts like hell. They're not just twisting on each other, they're actually twisting on itself. Because it's twisting, you're getting decreased blood flow to that testy. You'll actually have pain, swelling, maybe a high rising testicle as well. Typically what feels better is actually if you grab and lift your testicle, because it's taking the tension off of that twisted cord. But it is an emergency. It is what we call time is testicle. Yesterday I ate a whole watermelon and now my poop has been red with seeds in it. I'm scared. Is this normal? Likely very normal.
Yes, Kyle, it's totally normal.
Watermelon has different components in it that slides past some of our digestive systems, so the color of it may actually get into our stool. And so your stool just shortly after eating this might actually look like it's red or blood. The seeds could cause potential infection if you have something called diverticulosis and the seeds get caught in these diverticuli and they cause diverticulitis. But typically when you get diverticulitis, you do not get bleeding, you get fevers, diarrhea, abdominal pain, typically mostly on the left side of your abdomen. Is it possible to OD on marijuana? OD means overdose. It's basically taking too much of a medication or a substance your body cannot handle or is not advised. With marijuana, that has to do with what your body can tolerate. So there's not a specific dose, and it just depends on what route it went into the body. Was it smoked versus ingested? Typically ingestion lasts longer. So these are individuals that we need to worry about and have to watch them for a longer period of time. Why is my pee dark? Many different reasons why. The first one you always go to is dehydration. So if you're not getting enough fluids in your body, then your urine concentrates because it's trying to save as much fluid because you're so dehydrated, and so you're just peeing out all the other byproducts and it's super dark. Other things that can actually cause your urine to be dark, one that jumps off the table for me is liver disease. You really want it to be like a clearish light yellow, okay, not white, but you do not want it to be dark, and it shouldn't have a very bad odor. So if you start noticing continued abnormalities of your urine, please get checked out by your healthcare provider. Why do my limbs fall asleep so easily? Falling asleep limbs, we use a medical term called paresthesia, numbness, and there are so many different reasons why your limbs might actually fall asleep. The biggest one we always worry about is a stroke. Typically, if you're having a stroke, you should have other symptoms, but there is a center of your brain that's just related to your sensation. You can actually have a peripheral nerve that's compressed. The compression of the nerve can cause the nerve to give you the sensation that it is numb or tingling or falling asleep. Some different medications can cause it if you are malnourished. So vitamin B deficiencies, there are some vitamin D deficiencies that can actually cause paresthesias. If you have diabetes that is not well controlled and the sugars have been high for so long, it literally kind of eats your nerves to where you get what we call peripheral neuropathy, meaning numbness, paresthesias to where you can't feel. And that's why they come out with these things called diabetic shoes to reduce the risks of somebody getting infections or injuries to their feet because they can't feel it, which then increases the risk of infection that you don't know is there and can spread, and you can lose toes and limbs. All right, so these are fantastic questions. Yes, some are a little out there, some are a little common, some are just right on perfect. It doesn't matter. Your questions are important to me because they're important to you. So if you guys have questions, let me know, send them our way. We will talk about them if they're appropriate for everybody to learn from. Also, big new things on the horizon. Check out my brand new supplement company, Life Happens. And if you guys enjoyed this, definitely check out this playlist right here. Binge watch everything. And as always, please make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.